Okay, so what if you could just ask for the code you need and poof, it just appears? Well, that's not science fiction anymore. Today we're going to dive into a tool that literally transforms your plain English instructions into functional code. Let's see how this thing actually works. You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're deep in the zone, working on some complex project, and then bam, you have to stop everything just to write a tiny, repetitive script for some simple data task. It's a total workflow killer. So what if you could just skip that whole interruption? That is the entire idea behind the AI Transform node. It's a really elegant and powerful solution to that very common problem. So what exactly is this thing? Well, put simply, it's a tool that takes your everyday English prompts and spits out the code snippets you need to process or categorize your data. Yeah, it really is that straightforward. But how does it generate the right code? I mean, it can't just be guessing, can it? And the answer is no, it's not working in a vacuum. The real magic here, the secret sauce, is that it's a context-aware AI. It understands your entire workflow. And this right here is the absolute key. The AI is context-aware. That's what elevates this from just a neat party trick to an incredibly powerful tool for developers. So what does context-aware actually mean in practice? Well, it means the AI can see the other nodes in your workflow. It knows what data is coming in, it knows the format it's in, and it knows where it's supposed to go. This lets it generate code that's actually relevant and usable every single time. You know, a really great way to think about it is like a translator. It takes your instructions, your intent, spoken in plain English, and it just translates that into the precise, logical language of code. All right, so how do you actually use it? You might think something this powerful has got to be complicated, but honestly, it's unbelievably simple. You can go from just an idea in your head to working code in literally a few seconds. And here it is. It's just 2 steps. First, you write your instructions. You just type out what you want to do. Second, you click the Generate Code button. That's it. Seriously, that's the whole process. The node does all the heavy lifting. So what does a prompt look like? Let's imagine you've got a column of user reviews, okay? You could write a prompt as simple as this. If a review contains the word amazing or excellent, classify it as positive. Otherwise, classify it as other. And because the AI has that context, it knows exactly what data you're talking about. Okay, so this all sounds fantastic, right? But with any tool, to use it effectively, you've got to know the rules of the road. You have to understand its limits. So let's get into the practical details you'll want to keep in mind. Inside the node, you're going to see 2 main fields. You've got instructions, which is where you type your prompt. You can edit that all you want. And then there's transformation code, which is the AI's output. The key thing to remember here is that the generated code is read-only. Now, for the first hard and fast rule, and it's an important one, I want you to remember this number, 500. That number, 500, is the character limit for your prompt. Your instructions need to be pretty concise, staying under that 500 character mark. Honestly, this is a good thing. It kind of forces you to be more specific, which usually leads to better, more accurate code anyway. So this brings up a really obvious question. Since the code it generates is read-only, what happens if the AI gets you, like, 90% of the way there, but you just need to make one tiny little tweak? Are you just stuck? No, not at all. You've got a couple of really easy options. You can either just adjust your prompt a little bit and hit regenerate, or you can just copy the code snippet and paste it into a standard code node. That gives you full editing control. So, what's the bottom line here? What's the big takeaway? This tool gives you a massive, and I mean massive, boost to your speed and your efficiency. It gets you out of the weeds of writing boring, repetitive code, and lets you focus on the big picture. At the end of the day, it's all about automating the tedious parts of the job. This lets you spend way more of your brain power on what really matters, the creative, high-impact problem solving that we all love to do. It really makes you wonder, as these tools get smarter and more integrated into our workflows, are we moving towards a future where coding is less about typing and more about just talking to our tools? It's definitely something to think about.